guys, we have finally made it to another day off, and I'm super excited to show you the package that I had received last week. So I've held on to this for an entire week, and I'm finally ready to play with it. But CreativeCarrah has sent me their coloring book. I think this is their first coloring book, and they were super nice to send that to me to give it a try. I've been really excited because it's been a while since I've pulled out my alcohol marker collection. And if I'm not mistaken, right here it says an alcohol marker coloring book. So very excited to play with this. If you've not seen their channel, I'm sure that you have. I will link everything below so you can also get this coloring book for yourself. But before we get started with that, somebody asked me for my Amazon wish list. So I went ahead and I made a public Amazon wish list. Now keep in mind, I do have, I think, a pretty expensive wish list. So forgive me, but if you want to take a look at that, you can. But for right now, I'm just really excited. We're going to pick a page and we're going to color this today, and that's going to be my one task for this weekend. So I kind of have flipped through this already, and I was trying to figure out which page I would want to color, and I'm still not terribly sure. I kind of want to do something that's got a lot of colorful hair, so I was thinking maybe like this one, but there's that one too. I didn't know if that was going to be detailed enough, but I do like all the hair. That just looks like so much fun. And we're going to test this with the alcohol markers. This one, oh, but that one's nice too. My alcohol marker collection is kind of a weird mesh between, I've got Copic markers, I've got Ohuhu markers, I've even got some cheap dollar store alcohol markers in here. The Tombow alcohol markers are probably some of my least favorite. I like the design, I like the way that they feel, but I don't really like their blendability. It's not as good as the Ohuhu or the Copic, but don't get terribly excited with this collection. Majority of these, like the Copic markers, I actually got these off of Facebook Marketplace. Some elderly lady sold me, it was something ridiculous, like 50 Copic markers for like $25. And I felt like I took advantage of her, but she gave me all of her Copics and some like extra cheap brands too, and then some extra pens. She just gave me like everything. So I took them. So I didn't really spend all that much money on these, to be honest with you. But yeah, this is just a mishmash of lots of stuff in here. Let's take this moment to open up my old alcohol marker sketchbook. This is the Ohuhu marker sketchbook, and it's been a while since I've done anything in this. This sketchbook is several years old at this point, and predominantly, of course, what I do is I illustrate animals. So sometimes we'll see like the strange random human figure in here, but predominantly what I do is animals. So I'm a little bit scared in that, just because I have the innate sense of where like light and shadow go on animal figures, I don't have that same sense on human figures, and so I'm afraid I'm going to screw it up. But we're going to give it a try. I am a little bit nervous about the paper. I mean, this is obviously supposed to be for alcohol markers. I wonder if I need to use the little nifty alcohol marker sheet to save the other paper. I don't know, maybe. I mean, I think what I'll do is I'll take ideas from her, and I know she usually likes to do like dark skin figures, and I do like pink and purple hair. So that's probably what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use like a combination of my Copics and Ohuhus. I do, oddly enough, have several sets of skin tone markers, which will help me out. But again, I don't really know how to illustrate people, so we'll probably still screw it up, but that's okay. I'm just scared. I don't know how to start off. I don't really have a color scheme in mind for the rest of it. I just wanted to color in the hair and the face. So we'll see how this goes. I'm nervous. Oh my goodness. See, I know that with people, what I think is important in humans, like the topography of the face, I think my idea of what's important in people is different than actual human illustrators, what they consider important. Because I know that like there's like a highlight area here with the cheek, and I know that here there needs to be like shadow. This is where I get screwed up. We should need shadow around the jaw. These Ohuhu markers still splatter. I've had these markers now for years. I've heard like people complaining on the internet that maybe like Copic or Ohuhu quality is going down as the years go on, but mine are several years old and they're still going strong. I'm gonna test out, maybe I've already made a mistake. I'm trying to test out the blendability of this paper. Oh no. Okay, so maybe the colors do blend out okay. Maybe I'm a little bit safe. I'm not brave enough to try at this moment in time different colors for shadows and stuff. We're doing a very basic brown goes on brown goes on brown rather than doing like pink shadows or blue shadows because I'm scared. This paper is a lot different than the alcohol marker paper that you would get in like the Ohuhu journal or even like the Copic marker journals. The paper in here is very like smooth and almost like slippery type of material. This is a lot more of a cardstock, so it's just a different material than what I'm used to, which just feels weird. That doesn't mean anything good or bad. It just feels different, but my colors I think they're blending out just fine. I'm just not used to it. It almost looks a little bit more watercolory than alcohol markery, just the way that the ink is blooming out. You see what I'm talking about? I know that in my mind's eye that there should be like a shadow and then like the cheek, and then you should have like an area to add like blush right here. But my innate sense of anatomy with like animals tells me to put the shadow elsewhere, which I think is my human figures, a more of an animal profile. And that's what I do every single time I try to draw or color humans. But we're gonna roll with it. Also, is this bleeding through? No, it is not bleeding through. Look at that. I don't know, doesn't really look that bad from that side. So yes, we are just kind of making a mess here, but that's okay. It's called rustic. We're doing rustic artwork. The good thing about coloring books is that I don't have to worry about coming up with the illustration design, which is a nice, relaxing break when you do art. I want to do pink and purple hair. We're going to use very saturated colors because I never use really saturated colors. Hope everybody knows I'm not taking this super duper seriously. I just kind of want to have fun with something, right? We might have moved ahead a little bit or to another page because I decided that I wanted to try and use metallics on the stars because I never get to use metallics. So I have like a gold acrylic paint marker. This is the Grabby acrylic paint marker that I got in my last video. And I just want to color these in, make it shiny. Okay, I do just want to point out that I'm not that terrible of a colorist. It's just that these markers be really juicy and they be running all over the place. Well, that's really the end of my weekend. Let me show you what all I got through. I think I only got through one more. Okay, so we have that one. And then this one I had thought like immediately like watermelon hair. I thought watermelons would be fun. And then I remembered that the theme of this coloring book was like space. And I was like, oh, maybe the green and the pink don't really go. But it's fine. I just really enjoyed using those colors. And then if I were to color another one, I really want to do this one. I may have to do that later this week. This one as well, just with the quick little balloons. I did a lot of purple. And then you guys saw the first one that I did, and then that second one that I did. So yeah, you can see like the little sparkly. I used the metallics on several of these. This one too, I used a silver metallic to make it shiny. So yeah, that's what I managed to do this weekend, and that's all that I'm gonna do, and that's all that I have as well. So I'm gonna say thank you again to CARRAH for sending this to me. I really appreciate it, and you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Again, all the links are down below, and bye-bye.